Well, hello there. Start with this. They say that nostalgia is not what it used to be. Well, nothing really is. Let's go back and find out what really was. So I'm on my bike again today. This is my favorite form of transportation. I just like the freedom it gives me. I'm on my way up to the swimming pool. The thing about living in a tiny house is that you're a little stir crazy if you spend too much time indoors. So I find myself outdoors more than indoors, which is nice. Canada in the wintertime, I tend to stay indoors, and frankly I get a little stir crazy. So living in a tiny house forces you outdoors, forces you essentially to exercise and to get out and do things and to meet people and to try new things. The great thing about riding a bike is sometimes you're a vehicle and sometimes you're a pedestrian, depending on traffic conditions. So I'm at the swimming pool now, and as you can see, we've got lots of scooter parking. But in terms of bicycle parking, it's only me, this guy, and that guy over there. How you lock your bike up in Taiwan is you just lock up the tire. No one's going to walk away with it. Just like this guy. Today I'm riding along the Love River. I'll show you on the map where I started, where I ended up. I've got a plan, but first I'm going to stop and show you my new bike. First thing you do when you get a new bike in Canada is you take all the wrapping off it, take all the stickers off it. It's like you don't want to draw any extra attention to yourself. At least the way At least that's the way it was when I was a kid. Taiwan, of course, is different. You leave everything on, all the stickers and everything. It's like you're kind of humble bragging that you have a new bike. It's like you're hoping someone will notice, and then you can say, what? This? Oh no, I've had this for a long time. Alright, so here's the new bike. It's a folding bike, which means I can put it in a bag, take it on the train with me. It doesn't have to be put in a bag to be put on the subway. You just have to get into the last car. You'll see that I did like a good Taiwanese and I left all my stickers on. This is me living as a minimalist here in Kaohsiung, Taiwan. Whole apartment's less than 300 square feet. It's pretty noisy out here in the street. This is the street my apartment is on. Zhongshanlu. Busy street. I like Kaohsiung though because of its wide sidewalks. This one actually looks like it used to be a boulevard. So today's video I'm going to show you some footage I took earlier. My life as a minimalist. I'm going to give you a quick tour of a 300 square foot apartment. It's probably less than 300 square feet. Didn't know this was going to turn into a house tour, but from here, here's the living room. There's my computer having coffee right now. Well, who's there? Upstairs is the bedroom. Come downstairs to the kitchen. Fridge, chair, table, tatami room. This is minimalist living. I'd say at its finest, but this is minimalist living. So I want to show you something else. This is the little tatami room that's in my 300 square foot apartment in downtown Kaohsiung. And that's pretty cool. Behind me is a closet, and over here is a little desk. Got a shelf over here. Hang my laundry over there. That's the wet laundry. But what I wanted to show you is the view. I tend to keep these curtains completely closed because the sun comes beating in first thing in the morning. But now that it's late morning, we're okay. Here's the view. You might not know this, or maybe you do, but Taiwan produces something in the range of 90% of all the bicycles made in the world. So when I lived in Taiwan in the 90s, I worked for a bunch of trading companies teaching English, and one of the trading companies I worked for was a bicycle alarms and accessories company. And that's when I got interested in biking as a hobby instead of as a way to get around. It's better than walking in terms of covering more ground, and yet you can still see everything on a bike. You can stop anytime you want. So now I'm mobile. The thing about visiting tourist attractions, be it in Taiwan or Canada or almost anywhere else, it's always a little disappointing. So it's always good to keep your expectations as low as possible. So what I like to do is I like to think of tourist attractions as being roadside attractions. Just a destination more than an event. And I do like roadside attractions.
Good morning. I want to show you something. It's not going to take very long. I want to show you what a traditional Taiwanese wet bathroom looks like. There's the vanity and the toilet. And there's the shower. What happens is when you shower, the whole bathroom gets completely soaking wet. And then afterwards, you use this squeegee guy here. And you bring the water back into this dry drain so the whole bathroom dries faster. It's actually a great system. I think it's really great. The only problem with this is that you can't wear socks, which isn't really a problem in Kaohsiung because since we've been here, it's never been below 27 or 28 degrees. So socks are kind of optional anyways.
So today is laundry day. Been in Taiwan for about 10 or 11 days. It's time to do the laundry. So I'm in the rooftop laundromat in our building. There's only 2 machines and one hasn't closed it, so I'm using the other. I've got a dryer as well, but most people use the outside dryer. Let me show you. This is the rooftop of the building. It's nice breezy today, not windy but breezy. Over here we have Monkey Mountain. Climbed up that sucker about a week ago. So now I'm back in Taiwan. I know that I was wasting my time this summer. I should have been studying Mandarin a lot harder than I was because now that I'm living in the culture, I realize again how little I know. I mean, I can get around okay with the Mandarin I have. Because I actually lived in Taiwan for almost 10 years back in the 90s. However, that was 20 years ago and I've forgotten a lot of what I once learned, and I don't have the confidence yet to make a lot of mistakes, which is what you have to do. So I ran out of hangers and clothespins, so we're here at the Xiaobei Baiho. This place has everything. Let me show you. You have to be very careful crossing the street in Taiwan. So yesterday I went out and bought this new swimming cap, and while I was at it I got some swimming goggles. Actually everything looks pretty cool. I might just wear this around later. Good UV protection here and here. Sun goes down early in Taiwan. All of China, including Taiwan, is on one time zone. And of course we're very close to the equator, so every day is pretty much the same. The sun comes up. Actually, I don't know what time the sun comes up, but I know the sun goes down around 6 p.m. Taiwan advertises itself as the heart of Asia. And most people don't know where their heart is. So these are the city bikes you can get in Taipei with your yo-yo car. I was going to get one and bike up to Liaodong, but I just remembered that there's another beef noodle place I like close to the electronics mall, which is about 5-minute walk. So we'll save the biking for later. Noodles for now. So menus aren't that difficult. You just have to recognize a few things. So the thing about Taiwan is you don't really have to plan anything in terms of like getting something to eat. Just kind of think about what you might want to eat and then walk around and it'll just suddenly materialize. So I ate that big bowl of noodles. I decided I better walk it off before going back to the Airbnb and doing some work tonight. I gave you an idea what the menu looked like. Even if you have absolutely no Chinese skill at all, you can memorize the characters for foods you like and go in and write them down. You can take pictures of them for that matter. One thing you don't want to be doing is going to McDonald's and Burger King and only eating at night markets where you can just point at what you want. So if you can memorize the characters of food that you like, you can eat like a king here. And if you can't memorize them and you make a mistake, just remember, it's on the menu for a reason. Other people order it, so it's not that weird. Eat it anyway. What's the worst that could happen? So you're probably wondering why I called this video series Bob's Utopia. Maybe you're not, but I'm going to tell you anyway. My name's not Bob, but everybody knows a Bob. I know several Bobs. Bob's just an everyday, average kind of guy. Nothing special about Bob. Almost walked into that lady. She was walking right behind me. So everybody knows a Bob or two. I probably know 7 or 8 Bobs if I think about it. I think a Bob is like the average guy, you know. If somebody asks you what your name is for a restaurant or something, just say Bob, you know. Just keep it simple. You're in the Starbucks, I'm Bob. Nobody cares. It's easy to spell. So clearly I have no idea where I am or where I'm going. But I'm completely unconcerned. So already that's almost 13,000 steps for today. So I'm going to find a bike and bike back. My legs are tired. Change of plan already. Down the Nanjing Fuxing MRT stop, so I'm going to take the MRT instead. So I was going to bike, but then as soon as I said I was going to bike, I found myself outside this station and it's a good chance to take the brown line. The brown line is the raised one. Don't really like the brown line. I'm back in the Airbnb. The Airbnb landlord lady said that it was okay if I played her records. I found a good one. I'm gonna play this. Well, hello there. Back again. Well, I'm still in Taiwan. I won't be here for too much longer. I'm having some oolong tea this afternoon. Got up early this morning, went hiking up Monkey Mountain. Got up at 4:30 and was hiking in the mountains by 5:30. Alright, do I look hot? I'm hot. Just climbed up another mountain. Ow. Alright, so here's the story. Let's say you've got visitors from out of town. They come every year, or they've been in town for 2 weeks, and you've already shown them all the top 10 highlights, which in most moderate sized towns is probably about top 3 or 5, kind of like here in Kaohsiung. So after that, what do? Well, you take them to the top 20 sites. I feel like today that's what I'm doing. Unfortunately, it looks like it's under construction, so I won't be able to go up. But this is the north gate. Amen. And then another thing you'd want to do with your visitors from out of town is take them to Big Turtle Mountain, which is where I am right now. And hopefully, when I get to the scenic outlook, it won't be overgrown and I'll have a good view of the lake.
So what I thought I'd do when I came to Taiwan, or just before I came to Taiwan, is I started a video series called Bob's Utopia. The whole idea with Bob's Utopia is to get comfortable with the medium, so I can go on the sidewalk with my camera and I can do all sorts of stuff. And that worked out okay. And I also wanted to learn how to do all the post-production kind of stuff, the editing and the sound and things like that. So Bob's Utopia has been a fun project. I don't know if I'll continue it when I get back to Canada, because you know, there's more of a travel thing.
So this has always been a strategic point, because it's a hillock surrounded by plain. And when the Japanese were here, they fortified it heavily to protect the port. Last time I went into a cave like this, there were bats, so I'm not going to go in this time. One thing about living in Taiwan, or in Kaohsiung specifically, is that every day I don't drive my car. So my day involves either an MRT ride or one of the 3 Bs: biking, boating, or busing. Personally, I think this is the best way to travel. You're underground, you're fast. So the first thing I noticed is that Taipei is a lot busier than Kaohsiung. Everywhere you go, there's people and traffic and cars and motorcycles and bikes. So I find myself spending a lot of time on rooftops, probably because down to the street level things are pretty crazy in Taiwan, whereas rooftops, it's a good place to get away from it all. This is living down in this harbor. This is one of my favorite spots in all of Kaohsiung. It's really busy tonight. Normally it's not this busy. So what I'm going to do, because I have a death wish, is I'm going to go get a bike, and I'm going to bike up to one of my favorite beef noodle restaurants. It's called Lao Dong.